Holland Berry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Holland Berry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.
Check the list of the game, or the keys to the game. By the way, we're over in Charleston, Illinois. Coach Schweitzer did a great job at driving over here. We only got lost once, but it wasn't too bad. And then we found ourselves in Coles County, and it's going to be 75 degrees and overcast and no wind, Coach, for the game.
It's a beautiful night for football here at Charleston High School, Bob, and looking forward to a pretty competitive game with the Lincoln Rail Splitters and the Charleston Trojans.
Well, it's time for that three main points of yours to check them out for tonight's game, sponsored by Me Realty. List your home with Me Realty when it's time to sell. And if you're looking to buy, check the listings at merealty.com. And here's Coach with the top three lists of the game.
Our list of the game tonight, Bob, number one is to contain the Charleston quarterback. His name is Brett Spoor. He's a junior this year. Last year as a sophomore, he started against the Railers over at home at Hanlon Field in Lincoln, and looked pretty accomplished then. He's got a year under his belt, and so he can throw the ball well. He's got a good arm. He can run with the ball, so containing him is going to be the number one key tonight. Next is our run defense. They also run the ball. They've got two good running backs. They like to run the ball when they're not throwing it, obviously, and our run defense needs to be a little better than it was last week. Gave up some big plays, had some interceptions that stopped some Clinton drives, so run defense is number two key. And the third one is Coach Sikowski says to have our offense do our thing, and by that he means run the ball efficiently and effectively, and use some clock by doing so. We've got two running backs. We got more than two running backs, but the two big runners from last week were Isaac Decker. He ran for 96 yards, and of course Keon Carson for 100 yards, and Carson scored all four of our touchdowns last week.
Excellent job by the offense, and also defensively for the Railers. We had 3 interceptions, so that helped 3 drives right there. And well, thanks, Coach. That's tonight's list of the game, brought to you by Me Realty. When you're ready to list your home, contact the professionals at Me Realty. Of course, always on the road with us is Lloyd Kirby, and he'll archive the game and bring it to you live tonight. And then back at the station, it is Winnie's back there again, and she's with Jolie. I hope I pronounced that right, but if I didn't.
Jolie.
She's there. Okay, there we go. And we're about 4.5 minutes away from game time, and it's going to be a good one tonight. The field's in excellent shape. It's homecoming tonight here in Charleston.
Yeah, they only have 3 home games this year, they said, because one of their games with Mattoon is, of course, played over at Eastern Illinois University's field. So they played on the road at Herscher last week. They dropped that game 41-30. And of course, we told you before, the Railers won 28-0. So the contest last year was close in Lincoln. It was a 14-6 final. Lincoln scored in the second quarter. Charleston answered in the third, and then Lincoln early in the fourth quarter scored a touchdown and held on as Charleston threatened a little bit in that fourth quarter, but the Railers were able to hold on for the 14-6 victory.
Okay, don't forget to list at Me Realty, whether buying or selling. Trust the professionals at Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or go online to merealty.com. We'll be back after this message.
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town & Country Bank, a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer football, Town & Country Bank helps empower the financial well-being of communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Rail Splitter football.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story.
Tonight it's the Lincoln Rail Splitters up against the Charleston Trojans on homecoming night over here in Charleston and Coles County. Should be a good one tonight. There's no wind. Game time temperature at 75 degrees. Rail Splitters just walking out onto the field. They've got their white jerseys with the white helmets, the green numerals, and the green pants and the white leggings as they make their way out onto the field. And Charleston will dress out in the red jerseys with the yellow numbers, red helmets, and the yellow pants. And they've been out on the field for quite a while, huddled up, talking it over.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they went back in after warming up, so they stayed on the field. The Railers went into their locker room. They're coming back out now. A couple injuries to report for the Railers based on last week's Charleston game. Number 33, Owen Grant, he's got a sprained ankle, won't be playing tonight. And Tate Johnston has an injury, and he's not in the lineup tonight.
The guys to look at for Charleston tonight, of course, is their quarterback, and that's Brett Spohr. Their two running backs, Jeremiah Hayes and Cody Bell. Jeremiah Hayes is a tailback, Cody Bell is a fullback, and their two wide receivers, Chet Schrader and Langdon King. For the Rail Splitters defensively, the guys that are going to have to stop them up on that front line are Ryan Fruget, Nico Sundin, Evan Wackendorf, and Jared Fultz. The linebackers, the inside linebackers are Angel Harrow. He's getting a start there tonight. Peyton Johnson. And the outside linebacker is Jaden Ledley. The corners are Kristen Brown and Kenai Carson. And the safeties are Colby Glenn and Isaac Decker. And they're going to have their work cut out for them, Coach.
Yeah, it's going to be they're going to have to step up from last week a little bit. Charleston has some weapons out there, starting with the quarterback and their running backs, and they've got some receivers that can catch the ball too. So Lincoln's defense is definitely going to be tested here tonight.
And Coach, offensively, we've got at the quarterback, Darren Stevens, maybe the first athlete in Lincoln High School history to come out of Middletown. Went to Middletown grade school, and he's the quarterback for the rest of it. He's got quite an arm on him, 6'3", 170.
Yeah, he displayed that last week a couple times, throwing the ball deep downfield. Didn't connect on him, but was close, and I don't suspect that he's going to miss all those. So watch for him to do that tonight, and watch for the Railers trying to control the clock with their running game.
And the running backs, of course, for Lincoln, the two speedsters, Keon Carson and Isaac Decker, along with Peyton Johnson. And the tight end is Jaden Ledley. He's also our punter. And the wide receivers are Colby Glenn and Kenai Carson. So the Rail Splitters going with a very speedy lineup, and they're going to be able to receive the ball and get the ball first here tonight.
Last year, Kenai Carson ran for 131 yards and Isaac Decker for 90 in this game, and so you know that Charleston is prepared to try to slow them down a little bit tonight.
Okay, it looks like Isaac Decker going to be one of the guys back for the kickoff, along with Keon Carson for the Rail Splitters. Keon Carson wears the number 24. He's a junior. And Isaac Decker, a senior, wears the number 13. Yeah, I believe he's been a starter for 3 years, Coach. Isaac Decker.
He's been a standout for all those years.
Charleston getting ready to kick it away here. Looks like it's going to be number 19 for Charleston. It's going to be their kicker. That's Max Weber. He's only a freshman, the guy that kicks it off for the Charleston Trojans. As I told you, they're in the red jerseys with the golden pants, the red helmets, and they're ready to go. Got the gold numbers. Railers on the road with their green pants, white jerseys, white helmets, and their white leggings. He'll kick it soccer style. That's Max Weber going to kick it away from his own 40-yard line. Here's the approach and the boot, and it's going to go to Keon Carson, a yard in the end zone. He's out to the 5. He's at the 10, and, of course, they blow that dead if you're back in the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Railers, and that'll be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down to start the game, and that's the way we like it. You step back into the end zone, it's an automatic touchdown.
Yeah, he was right on the goal line, and as he caught it, he took that step back, as you said, Bob, and the official was right there and blew it dead, and that is the rule. So Lincoln starts on their own 20.
Well, that's a break for Charleston, because if Keon Carson's got a running start, that's trouble for the defense.
Last week he opened the game running it back to the midfield to 50-yard line and ran the next play for a touchdown.
Here's Colby Glenn split here to the near side. Lincoln out of that wing formation. Stevens, the lone man in the backfield, hands off to Keon Carson, makes the turn at the 25 to the 25 and the 30, and finally knocked out of bounds. And that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. They'll have to move the chains.
There's an 11-yard pickup for Keon on the jet sweep to the left side. He got a little blocking out there, and before the secondary came up and stopped him, he crossed the 30 for the first down.
At the 31-yard line, near side hash mark for the Rail Splitters. Tough defense out there for the Trojans at Charleston. They go with Archibald, Price, Stout, Minzer, Perry, Burnett, Hayes, Schrader, King, and Nelson. Man in motion. They hand it off to Decker off the right side. He battles his way up to around the 35-yard line before he's taken down. One of the Charleston players calling for a fumble, but official's not going to buy it. 4-yard pickup for the Rail Splitters. It's going to be 2nd and 6 to start this drive for the Rail Splitters.
And I think Coach Sikowski will take 4 yards on a first down any time. A nice run there by Decker offside, off the between the guard and tackle, and picked up 4 yards.
Up there on that front line for the Rail Splitters, the center is Ryan O'Donohue. The guards are Noah Rachel and Joe Dom. The tackles are Evan Wackendorf and Frank Sanders. Colby Glenn will split out to the right side this time. Stevens out of the gun, waits for the snap from O'Donoghue's got it. Hands off, Decker again on the right side, and he bucks and fights. That kid is tough, always keeps his feet moving, and he takes the whole pack with him down close to the 40-yard line. Thought he was stacked up at the 38, and he drags the whole student body with him to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, similar to the last play, picked up another 4. They're going to put it on about the 39, between the 39 and 40, so it's going to be a third and maybe a long 1, short 2 for the Railers.
You're right, Coach. A couple of football links for the first down. Well, no, it's going to be a little longer than that. There's across the 40 with the chains. O'Donohue up over the football for the Rail Splitters. This time Colby Glenn split here to the near side. Stevens out of the gun. Carson in motion at the 40, dances, stays on his feet, tripped up. He's got the first down. Keon Carson with another first down, and that's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby.
It's a 4-yard pickup on that, on again the jet sweep that they ran early at the first play of the game, and he got enough blocking to get around the corner, and then he just have to fight through a couple tacklers to get to the 43 for the first down.
You're listening somewhere over the radio to Lincoln Rail Splitter football on 96.3 FM. Kenai Carson split to the right. Near side is Colby. Fumbled. Ball's on the ground and recovered. Miss handoff there.
That was Bunner.
From Stevens to Bunner, and he was able to hop up on it. Lucky there. So now a loss of maybe a yard there for the Rail Splitters. Going to be 2nd and 11 for the Rail Splitters.
Yeah, that was Bunner's first touch, and he had a good game last week at Clinton, and I think he had 11 carries last week, but he fumbled that, but was lucky to get on top of it for no gain, and Railers have 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Bunner had 65 yards last week. O'Donohue, the big guy up over the football, 6'3", 315. 2 receivers to the right. Decker goes in motion. He gets the pitch, makes the turn to the right, dances, skips across 2, and then he's down across the midfield stripe into Charleston territory at the 49-yard line.
The Railers just had 1 turnover in that game at Clinton last week, Bob, and that was a fumble by Bunner that we didn't get. So luckily we got this one back, and that time Decker took a pass, as you said, midfield, almost to the 49.
Going to be 3rd and 3 for the Rail Splitters. O'Donohue will snap to Stevens out of the gun. Man in motion. That's Decker off the right side. He's got a first down and more. He keeps on his feet. He's hard to take down. After he gets the first down, he won't give up. Picked up another yard after he crossed, and they'll move the chains, and that's going to be another Chris Coyne, State Farm Insurance first down. That's the way we like it. Archibald on the tackle for the Trojans.
Yeah, this drive started on Lincoln's 20. They're on the 45 now of the Trojans. Decker has carried the ball 4 times in this drive.
Splitters on a nice march here. Darren Stevens got the snap, drops it, picks it up, rolls out to his right, stays on his feet, brings it back up to the line of scrimmage.
The quarterback, Stevens.
Yeah, he's fortunate to hang on to that one too, Bob. I don't know if the ball's slippery or what's going on, but it's a couple balls that we dropped, and he got back. He might have lost a yard on that, but he put his shoulder down when he got ready for contact and took on a couple defenders. But it's a loss of 1, so it's 2nd and 11 from the 46.
Rail Splitters huddle up. They're ready to go. Wackendorf at that left tackle. Frank Sanders at the right tackle. Kanai Carson along the front of the Lincoln bench, split wide to the right, man in motion. Here's the handoff up the middle. I believe that's Bunner. Bunner's got a nice, that's number 34. Cade Huskins in there for the Rail Splitters, a sophomore, 5'8", 180. Huskins, a big guy with a nice gain there.
4 yards pickup on that, down to the 42.
Cade Huskins, 5'8", 180. 3rd and 7 for the Rail Splitters. Here's the snap to the quarterback, number 12. Wants to throw, and he's wrapped up from behind. He stepped up into the pocket, and one of the guys for the Trojans was able to come around and knock him down from behind at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, he didn't have much time to look for his receiver before he got some pressure, and as you said, he tried to step up, but the defense for Trojans did a nice job of containing him and dropping him for another yard loss.
Biggest play of the game for the Rail Splitters, 4th and 8. The Charleston 43-yard line, out of the wing. Stevens looks along the line of scrimmage. Now he looks for the snap. Looks back over at the bench. Takes his time. Tries to pull him off sides. Charleston Trojans won't go for it. Now he hesitates. Looks back at O'Donohue. And now there's a flag.
They were just letting the play clock run down there, Bob, and then they take the penalty instead of the timeout. Now they'll bring in the punt team.
And that'll be Jaden Ledley going to kick it away he'll punt it away for the Rail Splitters. An excellent putter, Jaden Ledley. There's the snap. There's the boot. Low line drive. Nice kick. Good coverage by the Rail Splitters. They just got to get down there and get it. They kick it back.
It went in the end zone.
What a kick. And the Rail Splitters just not fast enough to get it inside the 5-yard line. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for Charleston as they stop the Rail Splitter drive dead at the 44-yard line.
It was a decent drive to get past midfield, but then it kind of stalled with a couple mishandles there, and then the sack on the pass, and good punt by Ledley. quickly to get it down there. Lincoln just couldn't quite keep it from going in the end zone, so Charleston will take over with 5:50 here in the first period on their own 20-yard line.
The quarterback, Brett Sporer, the junior quarterback, wears the number 6. His tailback is Jeremiah Hayes. His fullback is Cody Bell. Out of the eye come the Charleston Trojans. 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 on the far side. There's the snap. They hand it off to the big fullback. He gets some good blocking up the middle. That's Cody Bell, but he won't go down, and the rail splitters finally wrestle him down at the 24-yard line. So that's a 4-yard pickup for the Trojans.
Yeah, the one thing the Railers need to do, they're going to give him 5 yards on that because he kept driving, and the Railers tackle a little high. They need to tackle low to keep those legs from churning extra yardage.
I want to thank Chicago Street Rentals for the kickoff today. Chicago Street Rentals out on North Kickapoo. For anything you need to get the job done at Chicago Street Rentals out on North Kickapoo Street. Sporer out of the gun, second and a nickel for the Trojans. There's a snap.
He lost the ball.
He lost the ball, but he hangs on to it somehow, and he's finally taken down.
He picked up a few yards.
Decker was there, along with Angel Harrow from his linebacker position. Ball spotted at the Charleston 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
He really made something out of nothing there, Bob. Picked up 3 yards with hard running, and as we said in the opening, he's going to be a handful. He can run with the ball, and we haven't seen him throw yet, but we will.
Don't forget to stop by and see Perry Weinbrenner out at Chicago Street Rentals. They'll get the job done for you. Sporer out of the gun, near side hash mark. He's got the snap, and the play is blown dead. Well, that's a real whistle. Last week in Clinton, we kept hearing a fake whistle. At least they don't have those here.
Never knew what that was. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Trojans for motion illegal procedure, so that's going to set them back 5 yards.
So it'll be 3rd and 7, and that's a break for the rail splitters, and the Charleston has to go back to their own 22-yard line. 3rd and 7, big play here. They start the clock. 4:15 left here in the first quarter. No score from Charleston, 0-0. Wide receiver far side, one here on the near side. Out of that I formation, Sporer, the junior, waits for the snap. He's got it. Wants to throw. Throws it out in the flat. Got his man on his feet, and he's taken down. It looks like he's got a first down. That was...
I think he might be short.
Jeremiah Hayes, the tailback, came out of the backfield, and coach says it looks like it's short. And if not, if that's it, it's 4th down.
It's 29. He got out to the 29, about a yard to go for the first down, and deep in their own territory on the 29. I'm not sure if they'll try to go for this or not.
At least half a yard. I thought it was actually...
I'm not sure who their kicker is. We'll have to wait and see. One of the players comes to as Sporer came to the sideline to talk to the offensive coach, or maybe the head coach. Sporer back into the huddle, and they're going to chance it and go for it. Sporer will come up under.
Don't jump off. That's what the.
Yeah, they're going to try and. You're right, coach. They'll try and pull us off sides.
Nope.
Whoa! Quick snap. He's got a running room, and he's taking nice tackle there. As he got loose, that was Isaac Decker on the tackle for the rail splitters, but not until the quarterback Sporer got a first down.
He took the snap. He took a little sidestep and got past the line in a hurry, and took some people from the secondary to come up and make the stop. Otherwise, he might have had a long run.
2 minutes 58 seconds left for the first down for the first quarter. First down for the Charleston Trojans at their own 37-yard line. Sporer operates out of that eye. He comes up under center. He's got 2 receivers on the far side of the field now, one here to the near side. Offsides Lincoln.
That was Ryan Fruget that jumped, although they had a back move too. Yeah, their back in the backfield moved. I don't know if Fruget saw that, and that's why he went. But
it's against Charleston.
Their fullback moved also.
Or are they they're just taking it back to count it off?
Yeah.
Offsides Lincoln.
Now they changed. You know, when Fruget moved, their fullback moved too, and that's what the one call was. And now they changed it back to Fruget's penalty.
So that's a 10-yard penalty and a first and a nickel for the Charleston Trojans. Their center is Owen Gertis. He's a senior. Comes up over the football. Brett Spohr, the quarterback, waits for the snap. There it is. Pitches it in the backfield to the tailback, and he's hit by about 3 railers. Just short of the first down. That was Jeremiah Hayes.
See the spot. He's close to the first down, just past the 45. We're going to place it on the 46, 47. That looks like
second and 1.
It looks like a first down from here, doesn't it, Bob?
It does. Here come the Trojans again. There's 2 receivers on the far side of the field, one here on the near side. Spohr waits for the snap. He's got it, gives it to the tailback, and now the play is blown dead.
Penalty markers on the field.
Let's see what the call is. A penalty right off the bat.
I think that's going to be procedure.
Illegal procedure. That hurts Charleston. They were on a good roll there. They had a 2nd and 1 at the 47. Now it's going to be 2nd and 6 on the 5-yard penalty at the Charleston 42-yard line. 2 minutes, 7 seconds remain for the first quarter. No score, 0-0. Spohr looks over at the Lincoln defense. Now he's ready to go. He's got the snap. Flips it to the tailback. He's hit once, stays on his feet. He's got a first down and more along the sideline, and then he's finally wrapped up into Lincoln territory. A nice run there by Jeremiah Hayes.
And Lincoln had a couple shots at him, Bob, but some missed tackles out there, and that's the thing that's gonna really hurt if you don't make good tackles. And Lincoln missed a couple on that one, so it's a first down in Lincoln territory on the 40.
Minute 44 left for the first quarter. No score, 0-0.
That turned out to be an 18-yard run.
Charleston on a roll on the far side hash mark. Spohr's got the snap, wants to throw this time. He's got time, rolls out to his right. Here comes the pressure, and they take him down. Great job there for the Rail Splitters. That was Noah Rachel, the senior, 6'1", 250, showing good speed. Nice sunset here tonight over the trees, and a big play there by Noah Rachel to knock the Trojans back to the 46-yard line to make it 2nd and 16 for Charleston.
That was good pressure, good pursuit by Noah to catch up to him. He was rolling to his right, and Rachel had a long way to run.
Near side hash mark.
Good coverage in the secondary, too. No one was open.
Big guy Gertis up over the football. Here's the snap. Pitch in the backfield. That's another nice gain along the sideline. That was to 7. Jeremiah Hayes again. Excellent runner. He's a senior.
He got a nice block out on the outside, Bob, on the perimeter to kind of help spring him. Lincoln's defender was out there but got blocked, and so it got him to the outside and picked up big yardage. That's
the deepest they've been in Rail Splitter territory tonight at the 35, 3rd and 5. Looks like they're going to run the clock down for the first quarter. No score here is 0-0. Yeah, they're just going to run it out. So the end of 1 quarter of play here from Charleston and Coles County. The Trojans haven't scored. They're 0 and the Rail Splitters 0. We'll be back.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
At the 35-yard line.
That first half, both teams had just one possession, Bob, and there's the Trojans is continuing here. The Railers sputtered, as you said, and they had to punt.
If you need an auction service, don't forget to call Mike Moskey at 217-519-3959. Here's Charleston out of the eye. Hand off to the fullback. Picks up a couple 3 yards before he's tackled. Cody Bell, the fullback.
He was hit and stopped by, do we have a 57? Oh, yeah, that's Peyton Johnston. Peyton Johnson on the tackle. Nice hit there, and good stop for about a 2.5 to almost 3 yard pickup.
So that's 4th and 2 now for Charleston at the Lincoln 32. Two receivers split out to the right side. Receiver here on the near side hash mark. Here's the snap, the tailback, off the side, nice wrap up there.
Hold him back.
Whoa.
I think they stopped him.
Looks like we're at the rodeo on that play.
Yeah, I thought he was going to spin out and get some extra yardage, but the Railers had a couple defenders there stop him. He's short of the first down. The Railers are going to take over.
Excellent tackle there. And that'll be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. 1st and 10 for the Railers at their own 31-yard line.
Nice defensive play there. Nice stop there, series there for the Railers, and now they need to move the ball offensively and use some clock themselves.
No score, 0-0. Here's the snap. Stevens hands off. That is...
Oh, nice tackle there.
Wow. Kanai Carson got hit maybe behind the line of scrimmage.
That was, I think that was Chet Schrader Jr. making that tackle out there, open field, one-on-one. A nice job, and he probably lost about a yard.
That was an awesome tackle. 2nd down for the Rail Splitters.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 31. Stevens out of the gun. He's got the high snap, but he gets it to his tailback, and he's hit for another nice tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
That's 11.
That was Bunner.
I think he probably
Zach Bryce on the tackle for the Trojans, and another nice tackle.
Yeah, they actually gave him a yard on that. I thought he maybe lost a yard, but...
3rd and 9. The Rail Splitters have got to find another equation here. They're stopping us right at the line of scrimmage.
12-11.
Darren Stevens out of the gun, man in motion, rolls to his right. He's got a lot of pressure. Now he's going to throw and short.
Underthrown.
Intended receiver was Jaden Ledley. I thought he was going to go long first, but then he saw Ledley, and it's short, and the Rail Splitters going to have to punt it away. 4th and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
And Ledley was wide open, would have had a first down, but he just underthrew it, went to the ground about halfway to Ledley, but he was open going toward the sideline here.
Deep for the Trojans is King.
Rail Splitter's going to snap it. One lone back to receive for Charleston. Here's the kick. Ledley, end over end. Nice boot. Great coverage by Keon Carson.
Get him.
And he stops him right there. He grabbed the ball at the 21, and they blew it dead there. He took a chance taking a grab at that football.
Well, and Carson was right there with him, and there was no whistle. And he was trying to run, and Carson had to wrestle him to the ground before the whistle blew. And great punt there by Ledley, though, and got it down deep on about the 24-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 24. It's been a defensive battle. You've heard it and you've seen it.
3 and out is definitely what the coaches did not want on that last possession by the Railers, and it forces defense to get right back out there on the field.
Defensively for the Railers up front are Frugier, Sundin, Wackendorf, and Fultz. Spoor up under center. Waits for the snap. He's got it. He rolls out. He's under pressure. Still on his feet. And this time he's still going to stay on his feet. Finally taken down after a gain, but not a first down across the 30-yard line.
Well, the Railers had a lot of shots at him, Bob. First, as he was trying to throw, and then he tucked it in, and several white jerseys had shots at him, and they just couldn't take him down. And again, the Lincoln's got to work hard on tackling to keep him contained.
Luckily, they said his knee went down at the 31, so it'll be 2nd and 3. They run their plays in from the sideline, that being the Charleston Trojans. fast-moving ball game. 9:10 left here in the first half. No score, 0-0. Spore's got the snap. Pitches in the backfield. That's Isaac Decker. Nice tackle by Isaac Decker.
He hit him low and wrapped up those legs, and when that happens, you can't run.
So that's going to be a third down.
It'll be 3rd and 1, Trojans.
That'll be a long one. 8:42 for the first half. No score, 0-0 here in Charleston. They got 2 wide receivers, man on the slot.
Bell in the backfield.
This time up under center again. Here's the snap.
First man.
Cody Bell.
He's got it.
He's got it. Surges up through that line, and he's got a first down for the Charleston Trojans.
With the carry.
Cody Bell wears the number 30. He's a junior.
57 for Lincoln. But
Ball at the 42-yard line.
First down.
That's about a 4-yard pickup, and just power football right up the middle that time, and they weren't going to be denied that first down.
Charleston in the red and gold comes to the line of scrimmage. Again, they go with the wide receiver on the far side and a man on the slot.
30 and 11.
Spore waits for the snap from Gertis. He's got it, pitches it in the backfield. And Lincoln's there, and they can't get him down. They have a tough time getting him down.
It takes a lot of white jerseys to get him down, but couldn't tell who was on the far side there was doing a nice job. I don't know if that's Fruget or who that was way out there, battling a blocker, and that slowed down the play before more white shirts could come in and help with the tackle. They got out to past the 40 to the 41.
Pitch to Langdon King. He was the man that picked up the 4 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Trojans at their own 41-yard line. Jeremiah Hayes running the play in for the Trojans from their coach.
Thank you.
The big guy up over center is Owen Gertis. He's a senior.
This is the updated one. Thank you. Good.
Brett Spore, the quarterback, waits for the snap. He's got it. Hands off to his tailback, and the rail splitters stop him up along the line of scrimmage. 3 or 4 rail splitters there. Off to the bottom of the pile. That's number 7, Ryan Fruget. Also there was Angel Harrow from his linebacker position.
Nice job by the defense to converge that time, Bob, and stop him for a very short game. But a lot of white shirts around the ball carrier, and they didn't let him run extra yardage that time.
3rd and 4 for the Trojans at the 43-yard line, their own 43-yard line. Another big play for him here. They run the plays in and out. Now going back into the lineup, that's Luke Nelson, wide receiver, the junior for Charleston.
This is where they need to contain the quarterback, because you got a 3rd and medium, and they're going to look for a pass here. Got to contain the quarterback.
Here's the snap. Spore wants to throw back in the pocket. No pressure. Throws it up the middle, and he's complete. No, intercepted. Incomplete. Wow, I thought he had that.
I thought it was complete at first. I don't know how our guy got it, but hope he brings it back.
Yeah. He's running back to Lincoln.
Yeah, just give it back to the official.
I don't know what happened there. He had it momentarily. He must have got hit so hard he just dropped it.
Well, then I think I can't see who that number is for Lincoln. He's limping a little bit, but he must have picked it up. Is that 8? Who is that?
Either 8 or 9. It's either 8.
It's 8.
Colby Glenn.
Yeah. He's limping off.
As long as he had a football, he was all right, but once he gave it up.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, he ran all the way to the end zone, so I don't know if he got hurt when he turned around from the end zone. But
So timeout on the field. When we come back, it'll be 4th and 4 for Charleston at their own 43. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Holland Berry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Holland Berry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
I don't want to get a penalty for having
Charleston going to punt it away. That'll be number 19 for Charleston. Let's check and see who that is. Max Weber. He's a freshman.
He's watching now.
Fourth down for us. Okay.
I would definitely doubt that happened.
He'll snap it to Max Weber. Here's the snap. Good snap. He kicks it away. That's Isaac Decker, and the ball's going to roll out of bounds. So a good field position for the Rail Splitters at their own 32-yard line. A little bit of Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down at the 32 for the Rail Splitters. And that's the way we like that defense for the Rail Splitters.
Yeah, I think it picked up. That was the second possession that time and made some good stops. The pass was incomplete. It was well covered. It looked like it could have been completed, but Lincoln had coverage on it, so forced the punt, and now the Railers have it at their own 32-yard line, and with 6:12 left here in the second quarter, need to pick up some first downs and hang on to the ball and move it up down the field.
Beautiful press box here at Charleston. O'Donohue up over the football. Stevens out of the gun. He's got a man in motion. There's the snap. And they hand it off to Keon Carson. Carson looking for running room. Slips, stays on his feet. May have got 2 yards on that one. Good containment there by the defense for the Charleston Trojans. They know about Keon Carson. Well,
yeah, he just hasn't been able to get on track yet, and give the defense some credit for that. As you said, Bob, he's out to 37. Picked up about 5.
Darren Stevens getting the play from Coach Silkowski off the sideline. Lincoln in those white jerseys, the white helmets with the green pants and the green numerals.
Yeah, last week they had white pants and white shirts, and that looks sharp, and this looks sharp too. I like these outfits.
2nd and 6. The Lincoln 37. Stevens out of the gun. He's got the snap. Wants to throw. Now he's got a lot of pressure on him. Throws it up ahead. Complete for a first down and some running room, and that's Jaden Ledley. That time he didn't miss him. Jaden Ledley got wide open again, number 22, and he picks up a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance, and that's the way we like it, baby. First down for the Rail Splitters.
Well, he had Keon Carson coming out of the backfield in the flat early open, Bob, but he passed on that and looked a little farther down for Ledley and found him, and he made a nice catch and run to the sideline for a first down on the 44-yard line of the Trojans.
Well, I know Darren Stevens. He's a competitor, and he says, Ledley, I owe you one from last time, and he got it to him. Stevens out of the gun. Keon Carson in motion, gets the handoff, makes the turn. He's at the 40 on his feet to the 35 and spins an exciting runner. Keon Carson does a somersault after he's hit on the tackle. And that ball is going to be spotted across the 30, around the 28-yard line. Great run there by Keon Carson. He knew he was going to bust it loose sooner or later.
About 16-yard pickup on that and another first down for the Railers. And, yeah, he just kept his feet. He's low to the ground anyway, and made a couple misses and got the nice first down.
4:36 for the first half. No score, 0-0 here in Charleston. Rail Splitters on the road. They'll be back in town next Friday night. Stevens out of the gun, out of that wing formation. 2 receivers here to the near side. Wants to throw. Now he's going to keep it. And he's drugged down. He just hangs on to the ball. They tried to rip it out of his arms, and he was able to hang on to the ball for a small loss there.
Yeah, I was afraid the ball was going to come loose on that one, Bob. He started to run. He couldn't find anybody open right away, and it looked like he was getting ready to run, but then it closed in a hurry on him at the line of scrimmage, and going to get it back to the line, but that's all.
Big Weiss kid grabbed his jersey trying to take his arm off getting the ball from him, but he couldn't. 2nd and 11 at the Charleston 29-yard line. Darren Stevens, he's got a man in motion, pitches it to him on the right side.
There you go.
That's Isaac Decker, and Decker always comes to the party, and he picks up some yardage for the Rail Splitters.
He just lowered his head, Bob, as the contact was coming, and pulled ahead for an extra yard or so.
He's at the 23. It'll be 3rd and a nickel for the Rail Splitters.
On the Charleston 23.
O'Donohue breaks the huddle, comes out over the football. Kenai Carson split to the near far side of the field.
12 all alone.
Stevens. Where's the number 12? Man in motion. Hands off. Decker. Decker off the right side. Got a first down and more. He's at the 10 inside the 5. He goes into the red zone. And a 1st and goal for the Rail Splitters. That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance 1st and goal. And that's the way we like it, baby.
That was a 20-yard pickup by Decker, and as he got past the line of scrimmage, Bob, he turned upfield instead of trying to go wide. He found an opening, and then he made a couple moves in the open field, got it down with a lot of power down to the 3-yard line.
Whoopsie daisy, we forgot about Isaac Decker. 1st and goal for the Rail Splitters at the 3. O'Donohue, 6'3", 315. Stevens up under center. Man in motion. Keon Carson tries to split it up the middle, but nothing there. Good containment there in the danger zone for the Charleston Trojans.
I think he got a yard, maybe. He got it down inside, down to about the 2.
Second and goal.
Second and goal for the Rail Splitters. That was a big tackle there by Alex Stout. I imagine the brother of the quarterback. Darren out of the wing. Hands off Isaac Decker, and they stop him. He tried to go off right guard there, and there wasn't anything there. So now it's going to be third and goal for the Rail Splitters.
Oh, it's tough to run inside like that deep, just when you're close to the end zone. There's not much running room, and there's a lot of defensive jerseys there trying to make stops.
And look at them, Coach. They go 250, 260, 270, 280 up on that line. There's not much running room. Stevens up under center. Got the snap. Hands off. Keon Carson. You're talking about 6 points. Touchdown for the Railers. That's a Joe Ryan touchdown for the Railers.
2-yard run there that opened up for Carson as he ran to his left, and there was an opening there in the line, and he just scooted through it to the end zone. It only needed 2 yards, and that was a 2-yard touchdown.
Compliments of Joe Ryan and Country Financial. That touchdown's for the Lincoln Rail Splitters. And now Angel Harrow will attempt the extra point. He was 4 for 4 last week. It'll be Isaac Decker on the placement. O'Donohue on the snap. Minute 32 left in the first half. Here's the snap, the placement, the kick is by Angel, is up and through the uprights. He's 5 for 5 on the season, and the Lincoln Rail Splitters lead at 7-0. You're listening to the Lincoln Rail Splitter Experience. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
In Lincoln, he'll kick it away for the Rail Splitters with a minute 32 left in the first half. The Lincoln Rail Splitters lead the Charleston Trojans 7-0 in a very tough-fought battle. Defensive struggle between both of these teams. The official getting things straight out. Now they're crisscrossing on the field, the officials, and we're ready to go. Angel Harrow 5 for 5 on the point after touchdowns this year, and now he's going to kick it away for the Rail Splitters from his own 40-yard line. There's the whistle. Here's the approach and the boot. Nice line drive. Picked up at the 10. Charleston to the 15 to the 20. 25 tripped up at the 25.
Raider takes the kickoff.
That was Raider. That was Keon Carson on the tackle for the Railers. He tripped him up.
On the line will be first and 10.
Well, defensively, a minute 27 left in the half, Bob. The Railers want to play some good, solid defense here, especially in the secondary, where I would imagine they'll try to throw a few balls here before the half.
At Chicago Street Rentals, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. That's Perry Weinbrenner and his crew. They'll make sure you get all the tools and equipment you need. Here comes Charleston, 1st and 10. Minute 27. Spoor has got the snap. He's got a good arm. He's got plenty of time. Throws it and incomplete. The intended receiver was Luke Bonstetter.
He just a little strong arm that time, just overthrew him a little bit, Bob. So it stops the clock with 1:22 and 2nd and 10.
Looks like roughing the passer on the Rail Splitters.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's the worst. You can't do that. I didn't even see it. I was watching the ball fly. So.
Yeah, I saw a guy coming in late, and now the penalty brings the ball up to the 40, where it'll be 1st and 10. And with this Charleston offense, they're very explosive. They've still got minute 22 here to end the half. 2 receivers on the far side of the field, 1 here on the near side. Here's the snap, the pitch in the backfield, and good job by the rails. We couldn't take him down, stays on his feet, and ends up, Hayes gets more, he gets about 6 yards.
There's another penalty flag.
They could have had him at the line of scrimmage, but he's a slick runner, Jeremiah Hayes.
I'm watching the referee.
Face mask.
Personal foul, face mask against the defense.
Yeah.
Personal foul, face mask against the defense. That'll be another first down for Charleston. Still a minute 13 left for the half.
Okay.
See where they place it.
Looks like in Lincoln territory at the 49.
Inside of Lincoln territory with a first down on penalty, Charleston.
Spohr went to the sideline to get the play. He's a junior. We saw him last year. Where's the number 6? Ball's on the far side of the field.
Minute 6 of the 49.
Here's the snap. Pitches in the backfield. And the Railers stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
That's a great tackle.
Adios, muchacho. 2nd and 10. We're in the red. 55.2 seconds.
That's Decker making a picture book tackle there, Bobby. Hit him square, picked him up, and put him down.
And now there's a timeout on the field. I believe that is taken by Charleston with the score. Lincoln Rail Splitter 7 and the Charleston Trojans 0. You're listening to the Lincoln Rail Splitter Experience. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
It all can get so...
55 seconds left here in the first half in Charleston, and Charleston's been on a drive. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for them at the Lincoln 49-yard line. Gertis, their big center, up over the ball. Big guy, 300-pounder. He'll snap it to Spohr on the 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Spohr. He's got time. Throws the ball out into the flat. On the run. Stops short of the first down, but a nice pickup there by Charleston. Hayes, the tailback, came out of the backfield.
They take another timeout.
Charleston takes another timeout with 47 seconds left on the clock. We'll keep it right here. Tell you about some of our sponsors on the billboard. We mentioned Mike Moskey. There's the Chestnut Health Systems. They're offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. That's the Chestnut Health Systems. Headline Salon in Lincoln, where your hair makes the statement. Call Brett, Kenna, or Allie, or the barber, or Jasmine, the massage therapist, at 217-651-8310. Culver's of Lincoln, located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Whether it's a burgers, fries, or a sweet treat, stop by and enjoy great food served with Culver's hospitality. Defense got to step it up, Coach.
Yeah, big play, big third down. It's 2 down territory, but 47 seconds left here in the half.
3rd and 3. Spohr up under center's got the snap. Wants to throw again. Good pressure. Nice pressure by the Rail Splitters.
Oh, they stopped him. Good job.
Beautiful job trying to pick up who that was. It was 60. Was that 69 for Lincoln?
I think I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. He lost about 3 on that to the 44.
I think that was Frank Sanders on the pursuit there. Sanders did a great job, and then one of the other Railers came over and knocked him down. So it'll be 4th and 5 for Charleston.
Yeah, it's 4th now, and they're going to let the clock run out, I think, and then go into halftime. And great job by the Railers there, because Trojans were on the march. They'd gotten past midfield, and a couple of good defensive plays. after a couple big penalties on the Railers, and now they take a timeout, their third and final one, with 3.8 seconds left. They want to throw one bomb to the end zone, probably.
Rail Splitters lead at 7-0, and you're right, Coach. They'll go for the Hail Mary pass. There's the State Bank of Lincoln, a division of Heartland Bank and Trust, member FDIC, with 3 convenient locations in Lincoln. Online at statebanklincoln.com. That's the State Bank of Lincoln. There's Sharon's Auto Body, auto repair, family owned. That's Sharon's Auto Repair, family owned and operated down on South Kickapoo Street, 929 South Kickapoo Street in Lincoln, with over 35 years of experience repairing and maintaining all makes and models of vehicles. Call 217-735-2222. That's 217-735-2222 for Sharon's Auto Repair. 3.8 seconds, Coach, and the defense is going to have to hold again.
Yeah, one play. Put a little pressure on the quarterback. Don't let him get outside, and cover the receivers. Keep him out of the end zone. That's key. And no penalties.
Gertis up over the football at the 44-yard line in Lincoln territory.
Lincoln is spread deep. They're spread out.
Snap to Spore. He's got time. He's got some good blocking.
Yeah,
plenty. He's got all day. Now he airs it out.
And it's intercepted.
Intercepted. Nice job on the interception. At the 30-yard line, the 35, the 40. That's Keon Carson.
In bounds. Yeah.
And he's finally out of bounds. He just ran out of real estate. Keon Carson showing his athleticism, and he's one fired-up individual as there's goose eggs on the board, and the Rail Splitters lead it here at halftime, 7-0. We'll be back after these messages.
Hollandberry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town & Country Bank, a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer football. Town & Country Bank helps empower the financial well-being of communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Rail Splitter football.
When I was 10.
You are listening somewhere over the radio to Lincoln Rail Splitter Football on 96.3 FM Atlanta, Lincoln, and you're watching us on WLCNonline.com. And it's time for the Grau Incorporated halftime show. Grau Incorporated out on 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Phone 217-735-4444 or go online to grauinc.com. That's Grau Incorporated. Chris Grau and the gang out there. He's got an excellent crew, and if you need your car worked on or whatever, you get a hold of the guys there. They got a fine crew to take care of whatever you need. And now it's time to review Chuck Schweitzer's list of the game from Me Realty, and we'll go over those 3 points after that great first down by the Rail Splitters. They lead at 7-0.
Yeah, it was a good first half for the Railers. Going back to what we talked about in pregame, number one thing was to contain the quarterback. I think the Railers done a pretty good job with that. He's run for a couple first downs and thrown the ball a few times, but not too much, and hasn't completed, I think, one, maybe two. I don't have that right in front of me, but I think they've done a pretty good job of containing him so far in this first half. Number two was run defense. I think they picked up in the second quarter. The run defense got better in the first quarter. The Trojans were able to move the ball a little bit, but the Railers defense stepped up. The run defense did a pretty good job. They're putting some pressure on the quarterback when he tries to throw, and they did a pretty good job of making some nice tackles there in that second quarter. Number three, as Coach says, this is how we started it, that the Railer offense just needs to do what the Railer offense does, and they've done a fairly good job of that also. They had 3 possessions. Both teams had 3 possessions in that very fast first half, Bob. Wound up having to, it stalled after they got past midfield and had to punt the first time. Next possession was a 3-and-out, which was not obviously what the coaches wanted, but the third possession started their own 32-yard line, took 8 plays. They went 68 yards and finished with the 2-yard touchdown run by Keon Carson. As we said, the Railers, I think, received to start the game, so they're going to be kicking off here to start the second half. And, they've played 6 quarters now here in this young season and haven't given up a point yet. So we know that's not going to last forever. We hope it can last another 24 minutes here tonight, but no guarantees there. So the offense needs to continue to move the ball and try to put some more points up on the board.
Well, that's an excellent point, Coach. 6 quarters and a 0 on the board for the defense. And And as you well know, Coach, being in high school, coaching for many, many years, that there's no secrets in high school sports anymore with today's technology. Back in the old days, you'd have to wait to get the tape, maybe halfway through or you could send scouts out.
Yeah.
But now it's immediate. You can see the game in real action.
Yeah, everybody gets everybody else's games on tape one way or the other, and can see what's going on, and it's really nice to be able to take a tape and rewind it and keep watching plays over and over. I even did that with videotape, but now you don't really have to send people out. Although some schools still do that, and there is some advantage to that. Things that you don't see on tape, pregame things and stuff like that. So it's still, I think some programs are still doing that, but I'm sure a lot don't because they do have the advantage of getting it on the media.
We want to thank Me Realty for the list of the game, and we want to thank our halftime sponsor, Grau Incorporated. Don't forget to stop by. They've got a great parking lot full of vehicles that you might want to purchase, or if you need your car detailed, they can do that, or if you have any repairs they need to do, they'll take care of it out at 1905 North Kickapoo. That's Grau Incorporated. Coach, we're going to take another timeout, and then we'll be back. They're announcing the king and the queen and their royalty here at halftime for homecoming. We'll be back here in 3 minutes.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hollandberry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
877-735-4444 or go online to grauinc.com. That's Chris Grau and his crew out there at Grau Incorporated. They have a great line of vehicles out there for you to purchase, and also they'll take care of it for you, and they will do whatever you need. Customize it, clean it up, you name it. They'll service your vehicle. Coach Ken Schweitzer.
I'm sorry, Bob. The band was just playing their school song, which is a Wisconsin fight song, and Mike mentioned the Wisconsin Badgers will be hosting the Illinois State Redbirds tomorrow night in the season opener for the college season for those two schools.
At
Wisconsin.
That's Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, very exciting.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to sneak that in there.
Yeah, it's okay. I was just in Wisconsin, a beautiful state.
Yeah, well.
Well, Coach, we'll take a look at it overall here for the conference.
Okay, yeah, good idea, Bob.
Well, you thought of it. Here, I'll get it.
I'll let it go.
All right.
That's just paperwork. Besides this conference game tonight, this first Apollo game for both Charleston and Lincoln, of course, we've got Mattoon is playing at Mount Zion, and the report we heard was that in the first half that score was tied 7-7, and the other conference game is going on at Mohammed Seymour, and that's the Effingham Flaming Hearts are playing there, so that could be a good one. I'm sure Mohammed is probably going to be the favorite team. They had a great year last year, and they did lose a lot of good players, but we'll see how that turns out. They won their opener this year against Morton 51-14. So those are the other conference games, and as we talked before we came back on the air, next week the Railers have their first home game of the season, first game at Hanlon Field, and that's a non-conference game. That'll be against Jersey High School out of Jerseyville, opponent that the Railers saw last year in Jerseyville and took it on the chin in that game, but hope to get a little revenge maybe next week.
Well, if you get a chance, come out and see the Lincoln Rail Splitter football team. They've got a great team. They've held team scoreless here for the first 6 quarters of the season, as Coach said. And let's fill those stands out there at Hanlon Field. And it's a nice facility. It's been revamped. If you weren't out there last year, you need to check it out.
Well, hopefully we'll have a night like tonight, and fans will want to come out and spend the evening.
It's very beautiful, and the Rail Splitters will put on a good show for you. They'll be in their they'll be in some different uniforms. We know that.
Yeah, they'll have probably some kind of a green or red jersey. I think we saw some red jerseys sometimes last week, so we'll wait and see next week what they're wearing. But they've got some different combinations they can do, so we'll just wait and see what that is. But exciting to get a game under the lights there at Hanlon Field.
Rail Splitters going through their halftime warm-ups, and Coach, you already explained offensively how we scored our touchdown, and our passing game and running game went pretty well there in the first half, and the defense, of course, holding Charleston scoreless.
Yeah, well, at halftime, most of the time you go in halftime and you try to make a few adjustments based on what you've seen in the first half, and you know that Charleston's going to come out with a few adjustments, figure out the few things that they did right, and continue that. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little more passing out of them with the quarterback they have. The Railers, on the other hand, they had a good series there on the touchdown drive, and they just need to get a little more consistent and hang on to that ball like they did. They used up a lot of clock. We don't keep track of that, of course, but both teams with only 3 possessions in that fast half, which is why we had a quick first half.
Charleston will get the football. We'll have to kick away to start it off, and Rail Splitters will have to make a stop to get things going for the Lincoln Railer offense. Of course, want to remind you up on that defensive line for the Rail Splitters, it's Ryan Fruget, Nico Sundin, Evan Walkendorf, and Jared Foltz. The inside linebackers are Angel Harrow and Peyton Johnson. The outside linebacker is Jaden Ledley. The cornerbacks are Kenai Carson and Kristen Brown, and the safeties are Kobe Glenn and Isaac Decker, and they've done a great job so far this year, and they're going to have their work cut out for them as we start this second half, as Charleston will get the football to start it off.
We just had 1 turnover in that first half, and that was on the last play of the half, Bob, on the interception down around the end zone, and Carson was able to run that back to just past midfield, but that was how the half ended. Penalty-wise, unofficially, we got Charleston with 2 penalties for 10 yards. The Railers with 4 penalties for 40 yards, and that was 2 consecutive 15-yarders, one on a roughing the passer and the other one on a face mask. And so I'm sure that got discussed a little bit at halftime.
Angel's going to kick it away for the Rail Splitters. Charleston now going to take the football field. Out there on the kickoff team, I see Ryan Fruget along with Kenai Carson. Also, Peyton Bunner's out there on the kickoff team for Lincoln. Number 41 is Jared Fultz for the Rail Splitters. As Angel tees it up, Angel wears the number 4 for Lincoln. He steps it off. He'll make a right turn. No, he kicks it straight away. He doesn't kick it. Yeah, he's going to stay a couple steps over. There's the whistle. And here's the approach by Angel. He boots it away. Nice long kick. He's got a strong leg. Down to the 14, to the 15, 20, 25, 30. Whoa. What a hit there. Was that Kenai Carson on the hit?
Might have been down there. He was down there in a hurry.
Man, he hit him with a shot. 1st and 10 for Charleston. At their own 30.
I think it messes out. I think everything goes crazy. Yeah. What kind of happened that one time? I think it was Jerry up here.
Curtis comes up over the football. 1st and 10 for Charleston. Spohr, the quarterback. He always raises his hands along the line of scrimmage. He's got the snap. Hands it off. Good job by the Railers. Hold him to a short run. Jeremiah Hayes out of the backfield, the tailback for Charleston. Good sportsmanship. One of the Rail Splitters help him up off the deck.
I think that was, I don't know who made the initial hit, but that was, I think, Fruget coming in from his left side on the line to kind of help with the tackle from behind.
Getting a start for the Railers up there on that front line. That is Joe Dom.
He's showing some quickness out there, too.
Joe Dom, a true gentleman, helps up the young man after he knocks him down. 2nd and 7 for the Rail Splitters. Out of the Charleston. Here, and here's the handoff, late handoff, kind of a blown play. Jeremiah Hayes at the line of scrimmage. Like a hesitation there.
Yeah, a lot of good pursuit by the Railers. They stopped him for a loss back to the 30, the original line of scrimmage, Bob, but lots of white shirts there and being aggressive across the line of scrimmage for the stop.
3rd and 10 now for Charleston. This Railer defense doing an excellent job. They just can't let them bust the big play.
No, and this is a big 3rd down, force a punt and get the possession.
That's Chet Schrader split wide to the far side of the field. Here's the snap, back to pass, rolls to his right. He's going to air it out along the sideline. Caught, but he's out of bounds. And he didn't hang on to it anyway. So it's now going to be 4th and 10 for Charleston at their own 30-yard line.
That was a nice play, though. The guy got down there, and he was behind the defender, not by much, but he was behind him. A perfect pass would have caught him in stride.
That's what we were afraid of. They could have busted a big play there. And this will be, I believe that's 19 that'll kick it away. That's what they've been doing.
You only need to connect on 1 or 2 of those long ones to change the game around. So Railers have to continue to play that good pass defense.
That's true. Max Weber going to kick it away. Here to the near side is Isaac Decker. And Decker's going to get the football at the 36, stacked up, breaks the tackle at the 40, stays on his feet, and finally goes down at the 45-yard line. You can always depend on Isaac Decker to get the job done, and it'll be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance 1st down at the Lincoln 45-yard line, and that's the way we like it, that Lincoln Railer defense making it happen tonight.
Isaac did a nice job of making the catch, first of all, Bob, and then picked up not a lot of yards, but enough. He took a couple hits and lunged forward to get it out to the 45.
Great field position, Coach Schweitzer.
Yeah, exactly.
O'Donohue up over the football. Darren Stevens, wing formation. Man in motion, gets the snap.
That's
hands
Bunner.
off.
Bunner.
That is Bunner. He's fighting for a 1st down, and they stop him after a 9-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Rail Splitters. Bunner's a nice surprise. We didn't see him coming in, and he gained 65 yards last week, and he's picked up a few tonight.
Yeah, I got to find my paper, see exactly what he had last week. But yeah, he had a lot of carries, and this time he picked up started on the 40 side, about 8 yards on the carry.
2nd and a deuce for the Rail Splitters. Early 3rd quarter. Lincoln Rail Splitters 7, Charleston Trojans 0. Split wide to the right is Kenai Carson. Near side is Colby Glenn. Decker is the lone wing. 2 running backs, and there's the handoff to Carson. Breaks a tackle, and then he spins up to the 45. He got a yard out of it. He's limping a little bit, number 24. Keon Carson. Just a little short of the 45. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Rail Splitters.
Look at Bunner last week. Bob carried the ball 13 times for 56 yards, so he's kind of a workhorse.
He is. He's tough. We didn't see him coming. Didn't have his license plate number, but now we know him.
And that was only his 3rd carry of the night tonight, so we'll maybe see him with a little more workload here in the second half.
Ryan O'Donohue wears the number 65 for the Rail Splitter. Here's the snap to Stevens. Hands off. Oh, that was Bunner, and nice tackle there. Stood him up. That was number 9. Chet Schrader, the junior. Boom. Hit him hard right at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 1 for the Rail Splitters.
Interesting call now for Coach Sikowski and his Railers. 4th and 1 on the 46. We're in Trojan territory, but not by much.
We'll try and pull him offside to start with. And with a good punter like Ledley, you'd put him deep in their own territory.
Yeah, that's a consideration, but they're not looking into punt right now anyway.
Kenai split wide to the right. Glenn's in the slot on the right side. Stevens got the snap. Decker gets the handoff, makes the turn. He's got a first down and more. When you need yardage, just give it to Isaac Decker. He'll pick it up for you. That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby.
The formation kind of told you where it was going. It had some extra people on the outside to block on the right side, and so Decker took it coming across from the left and picked up the first down to the 39.
7:46 in a very fast-moving game left in the 3rd quarter. Stevens out of the gun. Hands off. That's Decker again. He tried to take it around that right side again, and he picked up maybe 3 yards.
See, where did they put it?
Ball at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, about a 33-yard pickup, but that moves the chain a little, or move the down marker a little bit, and get you a little deeper into Trojan territory. Just taking their time, letting the clock run, and moving the ball downfield. That's a good combination, good formula.
2nd and 7. How you doing, Mother? Hope you're enjoying the game. High snap. Stevens got it, though. He's got a good hands, and he spins it and just takes it down. Good job by Stevens there. He knew the rush was coming after that high hike. Popped up in the air, and he snagged it, and he pretty much just went to the deck himself.
Yeah, he looked for a running room, but there was none. They stopped the clock for some reason here. I didn't see the signal.
Archibald on the tackle for Charleston.
Oh, maybe an injury there. Who's that going off?
54. But he was doing all right.
That's Joe Dom. He went off. Maybe nothing.
Yeah, I think he's all right.
Yeah, nothing wrong there. They just now they've restarted the clock.
3rd and 10.
That's about the 3rd or 4th high snap. Stevens has been able to corral them all, but it kind of disrupts the flow of the play.
3rd and 9. Keon Carson in the slot. Pass up the boom, but a nice pass. That's Isaac Decker caught the football.
Yeah.
He came underneath.
He's down to the 31, so that was a pickup of 8.
Well-designed play there. 4th and 2 now for the Rail Splitters on the near side hash mark. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go to Isaac Decker again.
Yeah.
They'll hand it off to him. He may come around the right side.
It's nice to have
snap
options.
to Stevens. He wants to throw. Throws along the sideline. Caught.
Nice catch.
And that is, I believe.
That's Glenn.
That is Colby Glenn. Nice catch. Stevens fired a bullet at him.
Yeah, and he just went to the ground, made sure of it, and the 23 for the first down. 8-yard pickup.
That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby.
All at the 23 of Charleston.
5:30 left in the third quarter. Rail Splitters lead Charleston 7-0. Glenn here on the near side. He caught that first down. Stevens got the snap. There's Isaac Decker. Round the right side, broke a tackle, stays on his feet. And big pickup there. Looks like inside maybe at the 15-yard line. Coffee on the tackle for Charleston. Isaac Decker to the 15-yard line. And
that's an 8-yard pickup. Nice first down run. Lets you do about anything you want to here with just under 5 minutes in the third quarter.
2nd and 2.
Railers are trying to add to that 7-0 lead right now on this drive.
Darren Stevens out of the shotgun. Wing formation. He's got the snap. And going to roll out to his right. Throws along the sideline.
Picked off.
And it's picked off.
No,
he lost it.
But there is a flag on the play.
That was a risky play. Good coverage out there. That Lincoln Rail Splitter receiver was smothered over there.
I'm afraid you were going to see holding on the Railer line. They're backing up.
Was 2nd and 2 at the 15. Let's see where they bring it back to.
Holding against the offense, 10-yard penalty.
They'll bring it back to the 25, so that'll be 2nd and 12 for the Rail Splitters.
Should be. That was right. That was a second down play.
12 situation for Lincoln.
Yeah, that's one thing that the Railers, that's their 5th penalty of the night.
Colby Glenn split wide to the right. Stevens out of the guns, got a man in motion. Hands off. Isaac Decker on the right side. Decker up the middle. Gets some good blocking. Close to a first down, Coach.
Yeah, maybe. I think he might have gotten it.
Inside the 15.
Here's another flag now. After the play, he's on about the 13.
Nelson on the tackle for Charleston. And as Coach said, another flag on the play.
I think it was after the play was over, though, so we'll see what happens.
Darren Stevens on the sidelines talking to Coach.
They may be close. I think they got the first down on the play, but it's hard to see from here. We'll see what the call is. It's on Charleston. So it should be half the distance from where the ball is. If the ball's on the 12, maybe. Should move it down to about the 6.
And on penalty, this first and goal, Lincoln from the 6.
That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down for the Rail Splitters. 1st and goal at the 6. Here's the snap. Stevens hands off. That is Keon Carson still on his feet, and he's close to the goal line.
He's just short of it. He's down to the 1.
He just kept spinning, or was being spun to the goal line, just short. 2nd and goal for the Rail Splitters. At the 1.
This drive started on the Railers' 45-yard line, their first possession here, the second half, Bob, and they have moved it all the way downfield to the 1-yard line.
O'Donohue up over the football. Stevens waits for the snap. He's got it. Hands off. That's Keon Carson. Stays on his feet. He broke 2 tackles to get in for the touchdown. And that's going to be a Country Financial touchdown for the Rail Splitters. If you need some insurance, you got to call our friend Joe Ryan at Country Financial. That's a touchdown for the Lincoln Rail Splitters. With 3 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third quarter, this is one of the fastest games we've ever done.
That was an impressive drive there by the Railers, and that finished with that 1-yard touchdown run. But as we said, they moved the ball down. Despite a penalty against them, they kept it going forward.
It'll be O'Donohue on the snap. There's the hold by Decker. The kick by Angel Harrow, Sockler style. Through the uprights, he's 6 for 6 on the season. 14-0 Lincoln, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
Way out on North Kickapoo Street, it's Perry Weinbrenner and the crew out there to get you the equipment you need to get the job done. Chicago Street Rentals. There's the whistle. There's the approach by Angel, and he boots it away. And it's received, and the Charleston's up to the 20-yard line, and a nice stop there. That tackle, let's see who it is. Let's hope he didn't get hurt. He made the tackle, and then he got ran over as the rest of the players came down.
He got to number 11.
That's Bunner.
Yep.
Nice job by Bunner. He was the first guy there, grabbed him by the ankles.
You know, we talked all during the season, the early part of the season here, Bob, about the speed, speed that the Railers have, and they showed right there, Bunner getting downfield in a hurry to make the initial stop.
The big guy Gertis up over the football for Charleston. Out of the eye, here's the snap. They hand off to Cody, and the Railers are able to contain him pretty well. That was Cody Bell on the carry, their fullback, number 30.
Stop for Lincoln.
I think he picked, maybe he got a yard or a short yard at the most.
Okay.
2nd and 10, no gain. Good job of the Rail Splitter defense there.
Is it 77 or 78?
Brett Spoor, the quarterback for Charleston, junior. He's got the snap. He keeps it this time, rolls out. Now he flips it off to the side. Nice
option.
Hit.
That's Decker.
Ooh, boy, he laid the lumber to him.
That's what you got to do. That was an option. Quarterback just pitched it right at the last minute, and Decker came out and made a nice stop. He got down to the 29, about a 6-yard pickup.
That was Jeremiah Hayes. 3rd and 4 now for Charleston. At their own, 29-yard line. Gertis up over the football.
With 48.
Spoor's got the snap, going to keep it himself, and he's got a good surge there for the first down. Good job there by Charleston as they pushed the line all the way up across to the 41-yard line of Charleston for the first down.
Gain of over 10.
That's about a 12-yard pickup on that, and he just got kind of in a scrum there, Bob, and just kept going downfield and got pushed from behind by his own team, which is what you want to do, and the Raiders just couldn't stop his legs, and he picked up 12 yards.
Under 2 minutes in the third quarter, Lincoln leads at 14-0. Spoor's got the snap, wants to throw.
Screen pass.
Nice. Good job. They caught him right at the line of scrimmage.
That is 68.
Pass over to the bell.
Rachel
makes another nice tackle.
Yeah, he was right there. I don't know if he saw the screen coming, but as soon as the pass was there, he turned and made the stop for no gain.
2nd and 10 now for Charleston. At their own 41-yard line. Watch for the pass. Two receivers to the far side, one here to the near side. Spoor's got the snap. Hands up. That's Cody Bell. Good job by the Rail Splitter defense. Off the bottom, looks like that tackle was made by Decker. Isaac Decker on the tackle for the Rail Splitters.
Decker is 5'10", 155. and he plays tough football.
Evan Wackendorf checks in for the Rail Splitters. The big guy, 6'1", 300, and the junior. He's a defensive tackle or a nose guard, whatever you want to call him.
I think Isaac Decker just shows you don't have to be huge to play football.
Just got to have a lot of heart.
6, the quarterback.
3rd and 7.
7, the lone back.
Spoor waits for the snap from Gertis. He's got it, wants to throw. He did have protection, and now it's gone. They try to spin him down. Now he's free, and he's got a first down. He dances and finally goes down at the 45. Nice job by the quarterback, Spoor. A couple of Rail Splitters there to take him down, but he did a nice job of getting the first down for Charleston when they were in big trouble.
That was an 11-yard pickup and maybe 10. The Railers had some chances to stop him, Bob, but a few missed tackles, and he's good enough. He's a good enough runner that he can break tackles, and he did that on that run.
That was Christian Brown for the Rail Splitters on the tackle, and that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Lincoln Rail Splitters 14 and the Charleston Trojans 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. After 3 quarters of play, 14-0, and so far the defense holds 7 quarters of play. They've held the opposition, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 at the Lincoln 46-yard line after that nice run by Spoor. He's got the snap. Hands off to his tailback. And they take him down at the 4-yard pickup there. That was Jeremiah Hayes.
He has forward progress and dragged down.
So
number 57 for Lincoln.
He's on about the 47.
2nd and 8 for Charleston.
So let's start on the 49. All right. There you go.
Ball at the 42. Spoor up under center.
Throw.
Wants to throw. Good. Here comes the pressure. Yes.
Attaboy.
You can see that coming all the way.
69. Sanders. Frank Sanders.
He's made a couple nice plays tonight.
6'2", 195, and he's got some speed. He just raced and I didn't know if he'd get there, but he certainly did.
Big Frank Sanders.
Nice big stop.
Takes him back into Charleston territory at the 48. 3rd down and long for Charleston. Back at the big C at center of the gridiron.
Yeah, this is a big defensive play here. It's 3rd and long, but you don't want to give them too much. I mean, they may get a little bit, but it'd be nice to force them to punt from this position.
Yeah, Spoor's got a good arm on him. If he's got time to throw. Here's the snap.
Didn't that time. Here comes a little pressure again.
He airs it out, and it's going to be he dove for it, but incomplete.
Yeah, that's kind of what we saw last week from Stevens throwing long down that way, and he had his receiver right there. It might have been a foot too long, but he could get it downfield. Lincoln had pretty good coverage down there. That's Decker, and is that Kanai Carson on the other side?
I believe so, yep. And now,
let's be sure of the punt.
It'll be Keon Carson and Isaac Decker back to receive the punt.
And Decker back for the Railers.
Here's the snap. Good snap. Booted away. And it's going to be Isaac Decker, the 25 to the 30. Decker on his feet, the 35-40. Looks for running room, stays on his feet, and he's up to the 45-yard line. Good field position for the Rail Splitters, Coach.
And what I like Decker did there just before he got hit, he kind of lowered his head and got down low and took the hit and hung on to the ball.
That'll be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down at the 40-yard line. And good field position for the Lincoln Rail Splitters. 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, this will be a big series here to get started. You just want to move the ball down the field, pick up some first downs, and take as much time as they can.
Bunner in there at fullback. Here's the snap. Keon Carson on the handoff. He's at the 50, along the sideline, looks for a first down. He's got it. Still on his feet at the 40, and he's finally stacked up at the 39-yard line. Keon Carson picking up a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby.
Yeah, he just made some moves there, and he's shifty, and he was able to pick up the first down and then a lot more.
They place it at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters in Charleston territory. Fast-moving football game over here in Coles County. 98 miles to the football field. Temperature was 75 at game time. I don't know what time. It's probably down to about 74, 73 now.
73.
1st and 10. Darren Stevens out of the gun, got the snap. Keon Carson got the football along the sideline, and he's up close to the Charleston 35-yard line.
I think he went out of bounds, which stopped the clock, which the coach didn't want to do, but he was kind of slid as he went around the corner there. Got stopped on about the 37-yard line.
Stop the clock. 9:31 left in the football game. It's Lincoln Rail Splitters 14, Charleston Trojans 0.
Carson kind of had a little slow start early in the game, Bob, but he's picked it up, and he's unofficially has 65 yards rushing now.
Ryan O'Donohue going to snap it.
Whoa, that was ugly.
Penalty marker, stopping it down at the line of scrimmage.
I think that's going to be procedure against the Railers, yeah.
Illegal procedure.
Might be fortunate because that ball looked like it was going to come loose there.
And beyond 10.
2nd and 11 now for the Rail Splitters.
From the 41.
At the Charleston 41-yard line. 9:30 left for the football game. You're listening to 96.3 FM. We're streaming live. WLCOnline.com. Here's the snap. Stevens hands it off. Right side. That's Isaac Decker. Decker's, he's picking up yardage for the Rail Splitters. Looks like he's down around the 32-yard line of Charleston.
He got back the penalty and then quite a bit more. It's going to be 3rd and short for the Railers.
32.
They're going to put it on about the 32-yard line. About a 9-yard pickup for Isaac. And this puts them, they're in 2-down territory here, Bob, on the 32-yard line. So as the clock keeps ticking down, they just are going to take their time and use as much of that play clock and keep picking up some yardage.
Stevens, a lone man in the backfield, hands it off to Keon Carson, and no running room there. They spotted that one, took him for a loss at the 35.
Hit by Chet Schrader.
He's a little slow getting up over there. I don't know if they grabbed him by an arm to take him down or how they got him down, but yeah, he had no running room, couldn't get around the corner.
That's 4th and 5. They're giving Keon a break. They'll come to Decker this time around the right side. They got a wide side of the field.
Just off the 35.
8:25 left for the game. The clock's running. Football is lying just about at the Charleston 35-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 5 for the Rail Splitters.
They're just, as we said earlier, taking the time, letting some of that play clock run down before they get up there. And they're not getting up there, so I think they're going to wait and take a time out here as it gets down just before the play clock runs out.
5 seconds on the play clock. And did they take the timeout? Yes. Timeout, Lincoln Rail Splitters with the score. Lincoln Rail Splitters 14 and the Charleston Trojans 0. There's 7:59 left in the game. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Zero, and they've got the football 4th and 5 at the 35 of Charleston.
Yeah, they got some options here, and make sure Keon comes back out on the field only because that last tackle looked like he was a little slow getting up. But they got other options too besides him to try to pick up this first down. They need 5 yards here to keep the drive alive.
Looks like they've got Bunner in there in the backfield. Decker's on this side of the field on the wing. Stevens waits for the snap from O'Donohue. It's low. He picks it up, throws it along the sideline, complete, and a first down.
And a touchdown.
And he's going to go for a touchdown.
Complete to number 3.
That is Gabe Smith, a sophomore, goes in for the touchdown. 6 foot, 160, and that is a Joe Ryan Country Financial touchdown for the Lincoln Rail Splitters, and they lead it 20-0. I saw Gabe Smith in there earlier. I forgot to call him, but that time they nail him. Darren Stevens with a bullet pass along the sideline.
That's a good call on 4th and 5. You expect to run, and they throw the ball, and Gabe catches it, and then he makes a tackler miss, and then gets it to the end zone, 35 yards.
It'll be O'Donohue on the snap, Decker on the placement. There's it is. Angel Harry. Oh! And it was it was a low snap, and Decker couldn't get it placed. Then he tried to run with it, so the score is going to remain Lincoln Rail Splitters 20 and the Charleston Trojans 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
Tear your yard up.
Might as well do that. It's not doing very well right now.
Angel going to kick it away to the Charleston Trojans. Rail Splitters lead at 20-0. You're listening to 96.3 FM, Atlanta, Lincoln. There's the whistle. Angel eyes it up, and here's the approach. He boots it away. Oh, he gets a good kick away. Charleston 15, 20 at the 25, 30, stays on his feet, 35. Nice run back there by Charleston.
Raider finds a nice hole.
That was Raider on the run for Charleston. Good field possession for the Trojans. At the 36-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Charleston Trojans.
And one thing about the speed, when you get downfield like that, you can't let the guy get past you. And he got past a couple people, and he's a big boy and ran for a nice return down to the 36.
That's right, big, strong running back. Here they come. That's Fultz out there for the Rail Splitters, 41.
Still Spore.
Spore up under center's got the snap. I formation, rolls out to his right. He's got a little time. He airs it out long. And good coverage by the Rail Splitters. Incomplete and a flag.
Penalty marker.
Well, there's 3 defenders there. They're going to call it on the Railers.
pass interference.
We're a long way away to see that, so I don't know.
Pass interference against us.
But that's...
Maybe pass interference against us. Yep.
I didn't see...
It was 3-on-1. Let's see what the call's going to be.
Well, the guy that called it's down there by himself. I guess he's relayed his information. Let's see what
they had a big receiver out there.
They still haven't figured it out, or maybe they're discussing it.
17.
I think it's going to be against Charleston because they're backing up their huddle.
That was Luke Nelson.
Where'd they start? They started on the 36.
Pass interference on Charleston.
So we think.
Wow, that's going to put Charleston back deep in their own territory. I didn't see, it was so far on the other side of the field. They're going to place the ball at the Charleston 25-yard line. And now it's going to be 1st and long for the Trojans.
There was 3 defenders there, so I didn't see what a Charleston receiver could have done there to interfere, but he must have done something that they saw and didn't like.
Still first down.
7:34 left of the game. The Rail Splitters lead at 20-0. Gertis, the center, up over the football. He'll snap it to Spoor out of that I formation. 2 receivers here to the near side.
Another whistle.
They blew that dead right away.
I don't see any flag, but I heard a whistle. Oh, it's right in the middle.
Marker on the field.
Looks like that's going to go against Charleston also.
Charleston, another 5 yards and still first down.
Back to the 15-yard line, maybe 16. 1st and very long now for Charleston.
Well, now we got to get to midfield, so you're now at 30-something.
Ball at the 20, no. I believe that's the 15-yard line. 16-yard line.
I think so, yeah.
1st and 30.
1st and 30, Charleston.
Spoor waits for the snap. He's got it. He's going to have to air it out. Throws it out in the flat.
22. Ledley don't.
And
nice job.
Ledley runs him down at the 20. That was Jeremiah Hayes.
That's just a 4-yard pickup, and Ledley did a nice job coming up from the secondary, one-on-one, making a nice stop.
2nd and 26 now. The 19.
Good thing for the Railers is that the clock is running down to 7 minutes.
Yep. Charleston running players in and out. 6:52, and here they come to the line of scrimmage. Spoor at I formation. He's got the snap, pitches in the backfield, and the Railers, I think, went off sides.
Yeah, they shift at the line of scrimmage. They do a lot of shifting at the line of scrimmage laterally, and
at the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be
illegal procedure against Charleston.
Yeah, I think when the Railers defense stems and shifts like that, I think that gets the offensive lineman to jump a little bit, and that's what happened that time.
Oh, this time, where's the ball? It's back to the 14 now. For the game, we got 6:42. They stopped the clock. Rail Splitters lead at 20-0. Again, it's going to be 2nd, about 31. Spoor. There's the snap. And he's got a little time. Now he rolls out to his left. Sets, fires, and caught. Nice catch. And he gets inside 10 yards for a 1st down. That was Angel Harrow there for the Rail Splitters.
And you don't mind them catching a ball like that, but you got to make the stop there. And they had a chance to drag him down. He got loose for a few extra yards out to the 37.
So that'll make it 3rd and 9 now.
That's about 23-yard completion, but yeah, you're still 3rd and long. Clock running at 6 minutes to go.
Rail Splitters lead at 20-0. Next week we'll be back in Lincoln against Jersey High School. Gertis breaks the huddle, comes up to the football. 2 receivers here to the near side.
What can you make happen?
Three receivers going with a lone running back. Spore's got it. He wants to throw again. Good pressure by Frank Sanders. Sanders with great pressure there. He had to unload it.
Yeah, he unloaded. I don't think there was any receivers in the area where he
Or was that Jared Fultz? I think that was Fultz on the pressure. I'm sorry. Jared Fultz on the pressure for the Rail Splitters.
They had three receivers to the left. I don't know where he wanted to throw it, but he didn't have any time to look for him, Bob, as the pressure came from inside, and he just had to unload it.
4th and 9 now.
And they brought their punt team on the field.
That's Max Weber. Decker and Carson back to receive the punt.
Yeah, that's it. You got to cover that wide receiver. You never know.
Weber, nice snap, kicks it away. It's going to come down to Isaac Decker. Decker at the 40, looking for running room. They wrap him up, stays on his feet to the Lincoln 47-yard line. Isaac Decker has that innate ability just to pick up yardage.
Yeah, it looked like he had a slight lane and he changed directions, but then he came back that way and got a few extra yards, and great field possession on the 47, their own 47-yard line for the Railers, with 5:29 left here in the fourth period.
That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down for the Rail Splitters, and that's the way we like it, baby, here late in the game. 5:29 left for the game. Rail Splitter defense trying to pitch a perfect defense for 8 quarters. They've got 5:29 to do it. They've got the football. Stevens out of the guns, got the snap. Keon Carson gets the handoff, blocking behind Jared Fultz, and he got some good yardage there, Coach, on that first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, he got around the corner. It's good to see him back out there. I was worried about him earlier in the quarter, but carried that ball, picked up some nice yards out to cross midfield to about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, he just across the 48, close to the 47 at Charleston. 2nd down and 5 for the Rail Splitters.
And again, the Railers will try to use as much of the play clock as possible here. Each time a couple first downs, and they'll be able to run out the clock if they'll hang on to the ball.
On that front line for the Rail Splitters, Wackendorf, Rachel, O'Donohue, Dom, and Sanders. Here's the handoff. That is Decker. And he's got a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. Isaac Decker at the 41-yard line with a 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters.
About 7 yards for Decker, and we have him unofficially for 90 yards here in this game, and that was with 13 carries.
I think last game officially they had him like for 111.
Yeah, they did.
Stevens goes to the sideline, gets to play from his coach. Colby Glenn splits out wide to the left side of the field. Ball's in the middle of the field. Looks like Bunner's back in there at fullback. There's a snap to Stevens. There's the handoff up the right side. That's number 17 for the Rail Splitters.
Peyton Johnson.
Peyton Johnson.
That's a nice run right up the middle. That's just power football for the Railers down to the 32-yard line.
About a football length short of a first down, Coach.
That was 9-yard pickup, and unless I missed one, I think that's his first carry of the night.
2nd and 1. He's got some fresh legs to run with it.
Yeah, 9-yard pickup on first down.
Ball at the 31-yard line of Charleston. Clock quickly running down to 3:15. Stevens back into the huddle. Ledley in there, the tight end. Comes up to the right side of the line. Keon Carson on the right wing. He goes in motion. Handoff, that is Johnson again. And he's got a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it.
Again, it's Johnson this time.
Peyton Johnson, number 17.
Got down to the 26. That was a
5'8", 165 pounds goes Peyton Johnson, just around the 26-yard line.
That was a
1st and 10, 2:30 for the football game. Rail Splitters lead the Trojans 20-0. Stevens has got the play, goes into the huddle. Keon's that right wing. Decker on the left. Here's the handoff. Looks like Johnson again.
I don't think
It's Johnson, the ball carrier.
Where's the number 17?
You're right. Didn't look like him, but yeah.
Archibald.
Straight ahead.
Archibald on the tackle for Charleston. Second down at the 21-yard line. 2nd and 5 for Lincoln. Johnson picked up 5.
Well, we said that was his first carry a couple carries ago, so he's catching up there. That's 3 in a row now for him.
Minute 45 for the football game. Now Lincoln taking their time, letting the clock run down. Stevens up on that front line. Dom, Sanders, O'Donohue, Rachel, and Wackendorf. They've been a big key tonight. Here's the snap. And that's Johnson again on the right side.
48. It's Johnson again, hit by Malik Perry.
Malik Perry on the tackle for Charleston. And that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down. And that's the way the Rail Splitters like it.
First down, Lincoln.
That's a 6-yard pickup for that first down. And the Railers, we unofficially have them down for 13 first downs here in this game.
Coach, looks like the tip of the football's on the nose of it's on the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
We're in the red on the old clock. 53 seconds and counting down. Rail Splitters in no hurry now. They'll be back home for the first time to play in front of you fans next Friday night under the lights at Hanlon Field. Stevens looking along the line, got the snap, hands off. Johnson again, number 17.
Big yards.
The eventual stop. Johnson with the football.
And that's going to probably be it.
Peyton Johnson.
He got down to about the 6.
Another nice gain there by Peyton. That's second one. He picked up 9 yards, Coach.
And that will be the final play of this game.
Great job. Great job.
They're letting the clock run out. Good sportsmanship by the captains talking to each other. Now they'll line up to shake hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Lincoln Rail Splitters win it 20-0. And as you mentioned, Coach, the defense undefeated in 8 quarters of football.
Well, the offense did their job, defense did their job. Everything went well tonight, and this Railer defense did a good job. We went in this game worried a little bit, concerned about their quarterback, who is a pretty good quarterback, and the Railer defense, after maybe a slow start in that first quarter, not too bad, but it got better and better as they went along, and then the offense kicked in here in the second half with a couple touchdowns, and the Railers were impressive tonight here on the road.
Very fast football game. We'll take a 30-second timeout, and then we'll be back to wrap it up for Lincoln Rail Splitter football. You're out there somewhere listening on the radio. Victorious tonight, Coach Schweitzer, 20-0.
Yeah, an impressive victory for this Railer team to come on the road, come to Charleston, their first Apollo Conference game of the season, and they come away with a shutout, a 20-0 game. The offense did a nice job, only threw the ball. I think we had down 5 times, but completed 4 of them, had some great yardage there. Good running by Keon Carson, Isaac Decker, Peyton Johnson at the end. Peyton Banner had 4 carries. So all in all, it was a good combination. Offense, defense, everything clicked well tonight, and they kind of did the things they needed to do to get the victory and start the season 2-0 was really a nice way to do it.
Well, Coach, it'll be sweet to head back home, and I hope there's a big crowd there. We want to thank all our fine sponsors. We couldn't do it without them. We want to thank the fans for listening and watching. We want to thank our main man, General Manager Jim Ash, for helping out with all the things we do, and of course, course, Winnie and Joe Lee back at the station. And the man that makes it happen over the airways from our vantage point here is Lloyd Kirby. He sets everything up, and he brings you the sounds and the filming of the game. We hope you enjoyed it, and thank you, Coach Ken Schweitzer, for driving and doing your color commentary of the game tonight.
Glad to be here. A great game to watch, and fans come out and watch them play next week. It's a good team, good fun to watch.
It's Bobby V reporting from Charleston, Illinois. Final score, Lincoln Rail Splitters 20, Charleston Trojans 0. Thanks for listening.
Holland Berry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Holland Berry and Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Holland Berry and Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town & Country Bank, a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer football. Town & Country Bank helps empower the financial well-being of communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Rail Splitter football. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.